the channel Home of Programming. In this session, we will be seeing about the body tag. As I told you in the previous session that the entire content that is viewed by the user will be enclosed inside a body tag. So let us explore these tags in detail. First, we are going to see about the heading tags. In some cases, while presenting a web page, there might be a need for highlighting some set of text from the remaining portion. For example, when you are writing an essay or even if you are writing your exam itself, you will highlight the subheadings and the main title from the rest of the content, right? Similarly, in a web page also, we can highlight heading from the rest of the content. For those purpose, we can use 6 tags, H1 to H6. The usage of these tags is almost similar, only the size of each tag will be different. That is, H1 is the highest heading and H6 is the smallest. So in this example, you can see the first heading, that is the size of the first heading and the second heading and the third heading. So let's have a simple demonstration on these headings. So let's edit the program that we have explored in previous session itself. So we are having head tag, inside it we are having title tag and meta. So we can skip style, script, link and base tag for now, and let's continue with the body tag. In that, I am going to use 6 type of heading tags, which is H1 to H6. As I told you before, every tags in HTML should have a close tag except few of them. So inside H1 I have written first heading. Similarly, we can write up to H6. And let's change the content to yes. Let's save this and let's run this program. Yes, I hope you are clear with this. The content that we have given inside H1 tag is very bigger than the rest of the content. So I hope you are clear with the heading tags, and let's move on to paragraph tag. For adding paragraph in your web page, we can use 3 set of tags. One is P tag, which is paragraph tag. Another one is details tag, and the third one is summary tag. So let's have an explanation of these tags with an example. So we are having 6 kind of heading tags. Below that, I am going to add a simple paragraph tag, right? So I have just written my first paragraph, right? P tag can be used to add just a paragraph content. It can be a single line or it can be a number of lines. You can use to provide a simple paragraph or some constant set of content. For those purpose, you can use paragraph tag. So let's see about the details tag. So here I have opened details tag and closed it. Inside it I am going to have a simple paragraph tag, right? So how this content will be visible in your website is, it will not be visible directly in your web page. Instead, how it will look in your website is, there will be a heading in the name of details. When we click on that, your content, my second paragraph will be visible for you. So let's explore summary tag too, and we can see the output of the entire page we have created just now. So as I have told you that there will be a title in the name of details, and when we click on that, your content enclosed inside details tag will be visible, right? So however, if we want to change this title, which is detail, if you want to change that title to some other term, we can use summary tag inside details tag, right? So I am going to repeat the step we have done just before. I have opened and closed details tag. Inside it I am going to have a summary tag. Why we are using summary tag is, the purpose of summary tag is to provide a heading for your details tag. So again, inside it we are going to have a small paragraph content, which is third paragraph. So I think you are clear with the usage of paragraph, details and summary. Once again, I would like to repeat the purpose of these tags. So P tag, if you want to add a normal paragraph, which is, it can be a single line of content or it can be n number of lines. If you want to just add a normal kind of paragraph, we can use P tag, which is paragraph tag, right? So the purpose of details tag is to enclose a content inside a heading. So to provide heading for your details tag, we are using summary tag inside details tag. Yes, let's see the output of this tag, right? Yes, this is the content we have given in a normal paragraph tag, and see here it is like details and some arrow mark is there, right? If you click on that arrow, your content, that is my second paragraph, is visible. We have given my second paragraph inside details tag, right? This is visible here, right? So after that, some heading, new heading for my details tag. So we have added this one inside summary tag, my third paragraph. So I hope this is clear for you. If you have any queries regarding this, kindly provide your queries in comment section. I will reply to each and every queries. So far now we have seen how to add headings and paragraph in our web page. Now we are going to see how to define a layout for your web page, right? Here, just go back to our program which we have created before. Just have a look at this. We are having some kind of heading tags and some set of paragraph tags here, right? In certain situation, you want to format, that is, you want to add some designing for these tags. So I would like to add same set of designing for these tags, right? I want to have my heading tags and paragraph tag to look similar in case of formatting, right? So I would like to add same set of formatting. So if I am not having layout, that is, if I am writing the code like this alone, I have to add specific formatting for individual tags. So even I am going to provide a similar set of formatting, I have to format h1 tag separately, h2, h3 and so on, right? So when you are going to define a similar set of formatting options for a particular tags, you can have all those tags inside a block. So for such conditions, we can use either div or span tag. So div is a tag that creates a block of elements, right? It can be any element of your HTML. We can add n number of elements inside a div tag and we can format it as a whole. And then to define a layout, we can also use span tag. But the span tag depends on the attribute that we are going to provide, which is attribute is nothing but the property that comes after your tag. For example, I am having h6 here. If I am writing class or id or name, so these can be attributes for a heading tag, which is I have written class equal to 6th heading and id is equal to heading. So like this I am providing. So whatever that comes immediately after your tag name can be considered as an attribute. Similarly, the span tag depends on one particular attribute, which is style. We will see about style attribute in our next chapter, which is cascading style sheets, which allows you to design your web page. As far as now, we can have a deep look at div tag, right? So now I am going to enclose this content inside a div tag. So if I am enclosing all these tags inside div tag, our output will not change. However, in certain situation, if you want to format these tags, you can simply use div. That is, you can simply give formatting options for div tag alone. Automatically, all these tags will have such similar formatting, right? So let's see some of the formatting tags that are available in your HTML, just like your Microsoft Office. In Microsoft Office, we will have the options for highlighting, that is making a text bold, making the text italic and underlining the text. These are the options which are available in Microsoft Office, will also be applicable in your HTML too. So just we can add these tags in our previous program itself. I am going to add a simple b tag, which is bold. So the tag that makes the text to look bolder is b tag. If you want to have the same text as italic, means you can add I tag. And similarly, if you want to underline that, you can use U tag. Sorry, I tag should be closed after. So the opening and closing should be very proper, right? Yes. So the B tag is to make your text to look bolder, and to italize the text we are having I tag, and to underline the text we have used U tag. Other than this, there are some other tags like BR and HR. BR is nothing but, BR is very similar to /n in C language, which is BR tag will add an empty space, right? So it will create an empty space in your coding, and HR tag will provide a horizontal line. Just look at the output here. So here my first paragraph content is bolded, italicized and underlined. After that a space is here, and after that a horizontal line is here, right? This space is due to BR tag, and this horizontal line is because of we have used HR here, right? So we have just seen heading tag, paragraph tags and some of the formatting tags, right? So in some cases you might want to use bulletin or numbered list, right? For this purpose, you can use two set of tags. That is, to list some content, you can either use UL or OL, which is UL provides unordered list, which is to have your list in bulleted format, we can use UL. To have your list in number format, we can use ordered list, which is OL. So inside UL we have to use LI tag, that is list tag. I am going to write HTML, after that Java, this two number of lists inside unordered list, and I am going to add some other content like J2E and web servlets. I have added these two items in an unordered list. Just have a look at in our output. Yes, the content HTML and Java, we have provided these two items inside a UL tag such that it appears as a bulleted list. J2E and web servlets, I have given it in ordered list, that is inside OL tag I have used, so it appears as a numbered list, right? So to list our item, we have to use LI tag, which is list. So to determine your list should appear as bulletin or numbered, we can use UL and OL. If we want your list to be bulleted, we can use UL, and if you want your list to be numbered, we can use OL tag, right? Okay, let's see how to add an image in our tag, right? For adding image, img tag can be used. One thing to note here is img tag is not at all having its close tag by default. However, if you want to close this tag, you can simply add a backslash at the end of this tag, right? So img is a tag here. It is having attributes such as source, which is the image which we are going to use. After that, the second attribute is alt, which is alternative text. So consider a scenario when you are opening a web page. So at the initial stage of opening, you are connected to the internet. At some point of loading, you are disconnected from your internet, right? In such case, the web page will not be loaded properly. So some text will be there and some images will not be loaded, right? So in such cases, if you want to intimate the user that there is some images, so we can provide information about that image in alternative text attribute. After that, you can specify width and height of the image, right? So we have seen base tag, right, yesterday, which is the purpose of base tag is to provide an absolute path for a image. But today we are going to use an image in the current folder itself, right? In this folder we are having one image like cube, right? I'm going to use that picture itself. So I'm just going to provide some kind of user defined text for alternative text, and width and height, say width is 100 and height will be 100. So the image appears here, right? Similarly, you can add any kind of images. So after that, we can use audio and video tag. To add audio or video, we can use audio and video tags. Here I have opened audio tag and similarly I have opened and closed video tag. The attributes for these two tags are almost similar. The common attributes for these two tags are source, which is the audio or video file that we are going to use, and the second attribute is controls. Controls here refers to either play or pause operations, and similarly for we can add controls attribute for videos tag too. Then the extra attribute for video tag or width and height. So it is not mandatory to provide width and height for your video tag. So only here the mandatory tag attribute will be source. Here I am going to copy some path of audio here, right? Just copy this. I have just copied the name of an audio file, and similarly I am going to copy the path of some other video file. Just copy the path and paste it here. .mp4, right? Let's run this program. You can play this video, and similarly we can play this audio. So far now we have just listed out some of the elements that we can use inside a body tag. One tag that we have missed is anchor tag, which is anchor tag is nothing but the tag which is used to provide some linkable text. In the first session where I have told you that HTML is hypertext markup language. Here the term hypertext means a clickable or a linkable text. In order to use a linkable text, we should use anchor tag, which is we can use a tag, which is nothing but an anchor tag, for providing a clickable text. So you should open and close anchor tag. Inside it you should give the text which you want to be clickable, right? So the mandatory attribute for anchor tag is href. Href attribute is nothing but the destination that we are going to navigate a particular user on clicking this text, right? Let's navigate to right. So another attribute for anchor tag is target, which is it should open in the similar page or it should open in new page, right? Just check out this. It is having a clickable text which we click redirects to our website homeofprogramming.com. So if you get time to check out our website, please do check out, and we are providing online and offline courses. If you want to register for a course, kindly register and we will get back to you very soon. With this, we can conclude the session of exploring body tag. In our next session, we will see how to format these tags which we have seen forever, and we can create a very simple web page in our next session. I will give you some scenario. Based on that scenario, we can create a simple one-page website tomorrow. Until then, stay tuned with Home of Programming for getting live videos about programming, and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to click on the notification bell icon so that you get notification about our live updates. Thank you.